Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bijan if you're new here. Nice to meet you guys if you are new. Today we're going to talk about how autism and ADHD show up in weird ways around my house. One of the things I do is I create drop zones, and what I mean by that is so I will have a pile of clothes somewhere random that makes no sense whatsoever, but my brain has already created a system that makes complete sense with it. Or say I have 10 things that need to go in different locations, but they're all in the bedroom at that moment. I will put them into a pile, and they're called the randomness pile, and that system makes sense to my brain and I'll remember where it's at. But then when I go to put things back, my brain will remember the system instead of where they actually belong. So I try to get into the habit of at least moving those drop zones once a week so that I don't fall into bad habits if I do create them. And usually that's just when we have a lot going on in our lives and things get really busy. Otherwise, my autism takes over and it's like, no, routine, put this away right now. And my brain won't stop ruminating on it basically until I do so. The ADHD side of me needs things to be visible or I will forget that they exist. So if I have a particular face lotion or soap or something like that's new and I want to make sure I'm using it, it has to be somewhere where I can quickly grab it. And for me, if I don't do this, especially with newer things, I will forget they exist. And in my brain, I don't own it. I could possibly even go rebuy that item because I will forget that I have it. I have multiple unfinished tasks and projects going on around our house. And for me, I will start cleaning in one room and then my brain is like, oh, remember that other thing? And then I'll jump to another room and then I'll see something along the way and my ADHD is like, oh, go get that. Let's clean that. And then it just becomes me bouncing back and forth, going from room to room to room to room to room, not remembering what I was doing in the first place. But now I've created all these mini projects and tasks along the way to get to where I eventually wanted to get to if I actually get there. I don't always get there, but I try to. My house directly impacts my brain and how I'm feeling. One thing that I love about my partner is that she is just as clean as I am, and our house is typically kept up with very well. However, obviously everyone gets busy and things happen, and when our house gets a little, let's say, chaotic, I will not be able to stop thinking about it to the point where I just go on a big, huge cleaning spree. And in 10 minutes, I'm like doing dishes, I'm cleaning the counters, I'm doing laundry, I'm cleaning the bathroom, I'm doing all of these things that have just been going crazy in my head, and it gives me anxiety. One of the things that I don't love is I will ruminate on things. And the ruminating really drives me crazy because it's like an emergency in my head 24/7. I wake up in the morning and I already have emergencies in my head. Like, oh, you need to go do this thing today because you didn't do it yesterday. Oh, by the way, you also need to do this. Oh, by the way, you left the sink full of dishes last night. Oh, by the way, laundry needs done. Oh, by the way, this. And it's so many different things. And then I also struggle to ask my partner for help, and she does all the things also. But say I am like, no, I can do it, I got this, but I actually need help. I do struggle to ask for that little bit of help. Like, hey, can you help me with this today? Because it's really bothering my brain, but maybe I don't have the time to do it. But the happier the environment is and the cleaner it is, the better my brain functions. I create weird systems that most people probably don't understand. It might look controlling from the outside. So if you were like, hey, how do you do this? And I were to tell you, sometimes I have trouble actually showing someone how I do things because in my brain, it has to be done in the particular systematic way that I have created for it, or it's wrong. So for example, when I make breakfast in the morning, I put water in the teapot. I then put all the other ingredients into a bowl for soup or something, and then I make the eggs last if that's like the breakfast for my partner for the day or something. But in my brain, if I go out of order, then everything's wrong. If I don't start my day systematically the way that I have created for myself, is wake up, make my partner breakfast, take my dog out, make myself breakfast, get into work. If I don't do it in that exact order, my brain malfunctions, and it is an emergency to then go get these things done. But then it messes up the routine for the entire day, even if there was no routine in place. But for some reason, my body is like, nope, you messed up the routine. Your nervous system is now in chaos. But I have a system for everything, and I really struggle to let go of of how I like things to be done because my brain is it just ruminates so much on these things that it drives me crazy. And I'm trying to work on it, obviously. Like, I talk about being in therapy and stuff like that, but it is something that I just wish I could let go control of a little bit more. Anyways, as always, thanks for listening to me ramble. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.